purpose.
I wonder if you guys, if it's hard to figure out Phoenix, what about the Thunder? The moves they made today, do you think they actually make them better and make them a legit contender? Because they bring in Enes Kanter, and we know that Kanter was a guy that Milwaukee seemed like they really wanted in Jason Kidd because they said they couldn't stop him. They also bring in Kyle Singler, and they lose Reggie Jackson and Kendrick Perkins. So when you look at the additions and subtractions, which outweighs the other?
This is the best move of all the trades. What the Thunder did today, they get an A+. They improved their team and made themselves a legit contender. Obviously, they got to come from the bottom. Right now, coming from the 8th spot, it's going to be very difficult to do with only 28, 30 games left to get some continuity going with those guys. But they got two good shooters. When you think about Kyle Singler, Steve Novak, a guy we didn't talked about but 2 years ago who shot the cover off the ball,
That's
one of the best shooters in the NBA. Enes Kanter gives them another big guy who can score offensively down the block. Now you got two good young centers. Steven Adams will be back in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Then you got Kenner. And then DJ Augustine, a guy who can play, who's played big games, who's played in the playoffs, who can make shots, who's a legit bag-up. So if Westbrook does go down, he still can start at the point guard position. So they had a great day today. I look at them as a real contender. Golden State needs to watch out if they end up in the 8th spot.
Well, don't say this to Scotty Brooks around Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant might cuss at you. But now Scotty Brooks has got to work all these new parts together, as Twan said, in a short amount of time in order to make it look like these trades are going to pay off.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. A guy like Mitch McGary has played outstanding when he's gotten minutes, when he's been on the floor. What's his role going to be? I'm not as high on the Canner move as you are. We just watched Charles Barkley before in between games on TNT. He was really high on that move. He's not a real true post scorer.
No.
He's more of like a pick and pop type of guy. He can stretch you out. He can shoot the three. I'm not sure him and Ibaka are going to be the right mix.
Well, if they would have got Brook Lopez, who they talked about before that, I think you're getting the same type of player. Brook Lopez wasn't a guy that was a low post presence. I mean, guys, he was another pick and pop guy.
Kanter just reminds me of Ibaka.
No, he's a little bit better, more physical than Ibaka. He's a little bit more physical than him. And he's young. So you got a chance to build with him.
I think he has a tremendous upside. I just thought he would have been better with like a true center.
We'll find out if that deal will work long term for OKC.
No, it's a great move. They got aggressive.
What about the midseason locker room?